Hello, good afternoon, or whatever time of the day it is for you when you watch this. It's afternoon for me while I'm recording. So, I'm here today. We're going to do a Jungian spread, and it's essentially what creates the psychology of you. It's the 5 main archetypes within your unconscious. This is a collective reading, so if it doesn't fit and you don't like it, let it go. Not everything is always going to be 100% accurate, correct, or like you're going to feel it in your heart because, again, this is a collective reading. All my readings are collective readings, so, or at least for now. Anyways, technically it's a tarot spread, but since I have an archetype deck, I'm going to pull archetype cards and then tarot cards to clarify. And it's going to be a 5-card spread because 5 archetypes. So I guess we'll just get started. First card, self. Who is the collective? Second card, shadow. What is in the collective's dark side, opposite of their ego? Third card, anima. Yep, sorry, I lost my spot. How does the collective experience the feminine? Fourth card, animus. How does the collective experience the masculine? Masculine. I see you trying to hide. And fifth card, persona. What does the collective present to the world? There's 4 there. Thank you. Now the question is do I want to pull the tarot now or after the fact? Like as I go. I'm going to pause it while I think. I think I'm going to pull the tarot like as I flip the cards over. And even though I usually read from the guidebook for my oracle cards always, I mean, I read from the guidebook for tarot too, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do that this time. I might. We'll see. We'll see what comes up, what I feel like I need to read and what I feel like is self-explanatory. Okay, so I just want to show you right quick. We have first card, second, third, fourth, and fifth. That's good. Also, sorry for when the camera jiggles. My table is real wobbly. I try my best not to hit it, but I'm clumsy, so I do. First card, self. Who are you? The dead end. We're reading this one. Oh, what was the number? 40. We have the closed door, the final chapter, the impasse. Contrary to what its name implies, the dead end is very much alive. It is a force that stops us from moving forward as planned. It is thick, dense, uncompromising, a wall beyond all walls. With every bramble, thorn, and stone, it simply states, "No more, child. You have reached the last page of this chapter." It is natural to resist its very resistance and struggle even harder to make our way, to prove our point, to hold on to what was. In this way, we fight with life itself from a mythic perspective. The end of your face is very much a beginning. There are doors opening all around you, just not the one you planned on walking through. If you are honest and courageous enough to accept, adjust, and adapt, the dead end becomes known as life's beginning. I kind of feel like it also means like you may be a cycle breaker, like stopping cycles and then creating a new life. But let's clarify with tarot. Can we clarify the dead end? Who is the collective? Their self. Who are they? We got the Queen of Feathers, which would be normally the Queen of Swords, and that is perception and truth. So again, I really do feel like by the dead end, it means that you're a cycle breaker. Someone who's no longer putting up with maybe things that your family put up with, things that the society around you puts up with. That's my thoughts, and I'm sticking with it. Shadow, what is in your dark side, opposite of ego? We got the threshold. I said I wasn't going to read. If they were easy like Queen and, you know, Mother, I might be able to not read from the book, but I don't know how to interpret this until I read the actual meaning of the card. So 35, 45, 45, XLV, XLV. What is in your dark side, opposite of ego? Your shadow, the threshold, the door, the gate, the initiation. We cross thresholds continually, consciously and unconsciously. Doorways, gates, and entryways grace our path on a daily basis. When this card arises, it signifies that the precipice you stand on is not your typical one. However, you have arrived at a threshold of initiation, here to usher you into a new reality. It requires you to leave behind the you that you thought was so well formed. A new frontier calls. This is not easy work. Threshold initiation means a part of you will be lost in order to make space for what is next. A metaphorical death must occur. Some may not recognize you. You may struggle to recognize yourself. The ground seems to crumble as you free fall into your new reality. This is the liminal realm. One step, dear friend. Just take that one necessary step towards the future that calls you. When light, it's growth, individuation, ease in the liminal. When dark, it's resisting, refusal to grow, barriers and boundaries. I could see that. I could see you fighting with yourself to not be the cycle breaker, to not be the dead end. Wow. How opposite those actually are. The dead end, the cycle breaker, and then growth. Listen, growth isn't a thing to hide. I know it can be scary if people around you are... I messed that up. That was actually the anima. That was how you experience the feminine. My bad. That's what I get for just grabbing a card. Shadow self. What is in my dark side? It's the mountain. Sorry for making you listen to that. Hopefully I don't need to reread it to you whenever we do the next one. Anyway, shadow self. What is in your dark side opposite of ego? The mountain. The ascent, the peak, the insurmountable. The mountain stands eternally in our awareness, calling us toward its peak. It stirs up stoic and regal feelings, reminding us of the long line of spirits, sages, sadhus, and gods that make up their humble thrones within its snowy peaks. Beware, though, as the mountain can affect us in two ways. It can inspire and enliven us to rise to new heights and peak experience. Yet it can also create isolation, competitiveness, and an inflated sense of self. Standing upon its heights can activate the purest and perfectionist in us, creating separation from those we deem to be below. No matter how high you ascend, remember that it is within the within the core of the mountain, that the gems, minerals, and jewels reside. If you think it's all about going up, you're following the fool's path and missing the miner's magic. When light, the mountain is grounded in the eternal, steadfast, and uplifting, and when dark, it's ominous, daunting, isolating, and frigid. So maybe in your path to be the cycle breaker, you have isolated yourself. What is in the collective shadow? What is in their dark side opposite of ego? We've got the King of Crystals, courage and commitment. I don't know if this does reversals, because I feel like that would be the King of Pentacles. I'm going to read it as reversed, since it's technically the shadow. Oh, and this goes down here, dang it. Review your progress and decide whether you're taking the right steps in meeting your goals. Set yourself a healthy routine and be open to changes. Reversed keywords is instability and materialistic, overindulgence, dissatisfaction, and stubbornness. So I do feel like in your goal to be a cycle breaker, sometimes your shadow can take over and it can make you feel a little bit righteous, probably. I'm not saying any of this is an insult. I apologize. Please don't be mad at me. It's just the cards and the way they're coming out. But again, the message was review your progress, decide whether you're taking the right steps in meeting your goals, set yourself a healthy routine, and be open to changes. Also be open to the fact that not everybody wants to change. I know that's a hard thing for me. Like, I feel like life is all about learning and growing and, just growing and expanding. But something else that also expands constantly and never stops is cancer. So, I'm not calling myself cancer, but just some people don't feel that way, and it's their lives, and it's not for me to judge. So try to find a way to integrate your shadow self and turn that mountain into the mountain that holds the gems instead of the mountain that has somebody up on top way above everybody else. Okay. So then the anima, how do you experience the feminine? We had the threshold, and now I'm going to have to at least read the keywords again. 35. Yep. We got the door, the gate, the initiation. When light, growth, individuation, ease in the liminal. When dark, resisting, refusal to grow, barriers and boundaries. In Hindu mythology, Ganesh is the ultimate gatekeeper. Look to the great elephant god for support. Crossing a threshold may not always be voluntary. Sometimes we are thrown across the boundary through circumstances far beyond our control. Either way, we cannot go back. So crossing thresholds is how you experience the feminine. Can we get a tarot card on that? how does the collective experience the feminine? We got 16, the Tower, release and revelation. And I kind of feel like that's crossing a threshold too if you think about it, because when you knock something down, you have to make the decision to do that. And it obviously creates change if you're destroying something to build something new. So maybe use your dark feminine side to cross these thresholds. Maybe places where people think women shouldn't go, shouldn't be. And you just knock it all down with the Tower. Release and revelation. Releasing what doesn't work for you so that you can build new. Animus, how do you experience the masculine? I picked up the correct card this time. And we got the riddle, number 53. Right? Yep. We got the puzzle, the question, the mystery. When the riddle is present, one must stop searching for the right answer. It cannot be found, and ultimately it is not important. Rather, there must be a shift from the literal to the metaphorical, from logic to mythic. You are thinking too small and literally about the situation. The riddle card appears when the energy is deep and mysterious, like the elusive wisdom in a Zen koan. Sorry if I pronounce words wrong. Focusing harder won't do it, neither will increased effort. Time, surrender, and humor are your only allies. What feels like the most pressing dilemma won't reveal its deeper wisdom for a long time. Eventually, you'll learn a profound lesson from the riddle. For now, get comfortable with the limitations of your intellect and the reality of not knowing. It may, in fact, be the only reality there is. When light, a great awakening or aha moment, and when dark, manipulation, deceit, and trickery. It says, who am I? The only way to work with a riddle successfully is to not work. But again, you experience the masculine with the puzzle, the question, the mystery. And accepting the mystery instead of having to have it all figured out. Can we get some clarification on that? How does the collective experience the masculine? So we got the Four of Feathers, which would be the Four of Swords, and that's sanctuary and rest. So I really do feel like it is saying, by just letting things be. Sometimes you don't know, and it just is what it is, and you will rest instead of thinking about it constantly and trying to figure it out. Question is how much of the masculine do you actually experience then? Like, how often are you actually letting things rest and letting the mystery live instead of trying to figure it out? Card number 5, persona. What do you present to the world? Interesting. We got number 32, the cave. The dark, the portal, the interior. Those who are fortunate enough to find and enter the cave are forever changed. It is a place of potent power, acting both as a portal to another realm and a space for a sacred ritual and initiation. The cave is a place to return for meaningful retreat, where one can see the true self in the darkness. In esoteric teachings, the cave is known to reside in the center of the heart. Within its walls, the whispers of compassion and self-understanding can be heard. Yet because of its mystery and power, many of us fear the cave and never try to find it. We busy ourselves in the bright lights of the city, while the cavernous and dimly lit chamber calls out to us in the night. Where is your cave? You already know. Return to it and tend the fire. When light is the sacred center within, and when dark, withdraw, isolation, and hiding. I actually think that's quite beautiful. Like, you present your true self to the world. And they're saying it's your persona. But the card you got literally says your center. It's your center. You show people. And maybe also you accept people for who they are. Maybe. I said maybe. So, Tarot, can we get some clarification on collective's persona? Like, what do they present to the world? What does the collective present to the world? Just one card, please. We got the Six of Acorns, which is, I'm pretty sure, Six of Wands. Yes, it is. Duh, because it's success and triumph. Ow. Why did I say ow? It didn't even hurt me. Is it this one? The cave. I really do feel like it's saying you successfully show the world that you are who you are, like, and probably that you love yourself. You accept yourself. You know who you are. And that is a successful thing in this life. Not everybody knows who they are or what they want. But you seem to. Or at least you know that you can return to your center when you get off center. And I think that probably makes you successful in anything that you do, anything that you put your mind to. Yeah. I know this wasn't like crazy explanatory. Reading out with spreads is kind of new for me on here, so I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope it was helpful. Sorry I messed up the order at first. Wasted time. Boo-boos happen. Things happen. Things go wrong sometimes. Since we just did all this and I didn't have much to say otherwise, can we get some cards about the rest of the collective's week? We've got the Knight of Shells, which is charm and passion, and the King of Acorns, which is optimism and innovation. Looks like, oh. So the shells would be cups. And again, acorns is wands. So, like, you're going to have a good rest of your week. You're going to be charming and passionate. And you're going to be optimistic and full of innovation. The King of Wands is usually like a great leader. At least when he's in the upright. He's a really great leader. So you're gonna have a good rest of your week as well. That's it. That's all I have for you. I never know how to end these things. I'm sorry. Yeah. Have a great day. Love you. Bye.